Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we are going to be checking out a group called Dance Gavin Dance, and there's actually been quite a few requests for it. We have Immortal Voids, James Hill, Majestic, Wesley Bartholomew, Herbstein, not sure if that H is silent, and Crunchy Boy. And for the most part, every single request was different. However, there are two requests for a band called Inspire the Liars, and that is what we will be checking out today. So let's get into this. All right. I was expecting that gap again. Those gaps are nice. That guy is singing way up top. Gorgeous. Interesting run. I like the way the guitar work is complementing the drum rhythm. I like how they disguise their more intricate musical rhythmic writing with their very generally accepted singing style. Kind of masks the complexity. And I like how the vocal rhythms line up with that gap there in the rest of the band. But then the second time it comes around, he sings over the gaps. I also can't downplay the harmonies in the tapping. His singing is very funky, and it's not really jiving too well with the rhythmics of the rhythms of the rest of the band, but it fits for some reason, and I don't know why. This is what I wanted more of at the beginning. Both the vocalists going at it together, duet style. Okay. That uh that is a song right up my alley. Just enough complexity to keep the instruments interesting with harmonies in the instruments, interesting rhythmic elements to the drums. To sing, you can never go wrong with multiple singers. I said it last time with Rivers of Nile and Native Construct. Multiple singers, always great. You can't go wrong with multiple singers. Um, and I do think you can have too many, though. A choir, I think, is too many to lead a rock band. Just putting that out there. A little off topic. Uh, but yeah, two singers, wildly different styles that they just meld together beautifully. And I don't think there's anything I could want more out of this band other than maybe a couple of hiccups in the compositional complexity. But it's not even that necessary. The song is just so good. And by hiccups, I mean like little key signature shifts or time signature shifts. I like those just on an intellectual level, but I also understand they're not needed for every song. I don't think it would have made the song any better. It's still something that I personally like. If in my idea of a perfect song, a perfect rock song, I would definitely have something like that. But I don't think it would have made this song any better. To do anything like that, I think it's phenomenal. It's great. I mentioned that I think a key aspect of this band is that they have singing that is very traditional. You have your clean singer who has a very, very pop sound. It's very it's a lowest common denominator kind of modern pop. Uh, I don't know. It's just it has a very modern aesthetic that's going to appeal to a wide audience. Um, and then your Fry Screamer has a very, I don't want to say generic. I don't want to downplay what he's doing, but he has a very acceptable kind of Fry Scream, a very modern type of Fry Scream for a post-hardcore band. And the two of those together kind of give the band a generic feel, a generic sound if you just isolate the singers. And I think that's kind of the key to Dance Gavin Dance. And I know generic is like the worst thing you can say about a rock or a metal band. And uh, to be fair, this band is kind of anything but generic. They have a lot of unique aspects to them. But when you focus on the music, I mean, on the singing, they have two sort of generic sounding singers. But that's the key, I think, to making the song, at least this song, palatable for the masses. A lot of the complexity is coming from the guitars and the drums. There's a lot of tapping, there's a lot of harmonic tapping. I don't know if it was two people harmonizing or if it was somebody doing a second track for the studio version. But the I'm pretty sure it's the verse has two guitar parts in the tapping, and they're harmonized by I don't know a fourth or fifth apart. Definitely not an octave though. It was a more interesting harmony than that. Um, and then the drum work is very technical. We're not talking, Meshuggah or Animals as Leaders technical, but it's definitely not a standard drum beat, and he's not filling in the role of a metronome so much as filling in the role as a rhythmic instrument. And he's kind of providing a bass bone to a lot of the rhythms that are going on in the rest of the band. So if you actually take the singers out, I don't think a lot of people would enjoy the music based on its complexity. It is not a very palatable song, especially in the verse and the chorus and the bridge. I believe it was the bridge that had a bit of an interesting drum rhythm going on. Uh, but the vocalists cover that up and kind of give the song a soundscape of normalcy, modern standardization, I guess you could call it. Um, but they give an otherwise unpalatable sound something that would be more palatable to the masses. And I think that's the biggest key that I noticed throughout here is that they have really interesting music, and it's not exactly accessible music, but they use accessible vocals to kind of mask that and bring the song to what I would assume to be a wider audience. I don't think there are going to be too many people who dislike this. If they dislike standard light heavy rock kind of stuff in that area, maybe even a little bit of screaming, I think that most people who enjoy that kind of music would enjoy this, and I think a lot of that is due to the vocals. Um, I don't think your average rock listener would enjoy different kind of vocals on top of the already complex music. So whoever decided to do that, I don't know if it's an organic decision. I don't know if they actively sought that out. Maybe they had a band that wanted to play real technical, and so they went looking for somebody with a more popular singing voice or a specific type of fry. I don't know how this band came together, how this sound was created, but I think it's key to their identity as a band, at least through this song. I don't know what the rest of their discography sounds like, but as far as an introduction, that is kind of a key element to this band is complex rhythms and interesting guitar riffs with, I don't want to say less interesting vocals, but more palatable vocals. And yeah, that is a huge strength to make something that would not exactly be popular with the common listener and creating something that would be popular with the common listener. That is just, that's a phenomenal skill to have. So, yeah, I have no idea what the song was about. Inspire the Liars. I completely forgot about the title. Completely forgot about even listening to the words at all. I was just enthralled with the band and how they merged these ideas of complexity and simplicity uh, into into Dance Gavin Dance. Um, they also had a lot of really cool genre shifts. The clean vocalist had a beautiful range. He had some really interesting runs. He's a good singer. And the Fry, I wonder if he has any more uh, width to his talent. I mean, he has a very powerful Fry. I don't want to detract from that at all. He's got a good Fry, and I'm sure he's worked on it a lot. Um, but I wonder if he brings anything else to the band because the other singer, he does a lot of heavy lifting there. His high end is just phenomenal. His soft clean is phenomenal. He can push into that distorted clean, especially at the really high ranges. I mean, he showed off some exceptional stuff, and the other guy just basically put a baseline, a foundation under that. And that's not to again not to discredit him or his role. Even if this is what he always does in all the songs, that's not a bad thing. He's kind of like a vocal bass or a vocal tuba, keeping the foundation down for the higher parts, and that is a very honorable role to play in a song. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just wondering if he has, more, if he can do more, if he showcased himself more in other songs. Um, but again, I don't think it would be necessary. I'm just kind of curious. I'm curious about people's skills. People are very skilled, and people showcase their skills, and I like to watch people be virtuosos at their crafts. So I just like to see more. So yeah, that's Dance Gavin Dance. We had a couple of requests, but nothing on the level of some of these other bands with 2-digit requests. I think this one was maybe 7 or 8. I don't remember. I don't think we had reached 2 digits yet though. Um, so I'm sure a few of you have heard of this, but I don't know how many have or how many haven't. Is there a song? Well, actually, I was gonna ask for more requests, but you guys gave me a ton of them. Like I said at the beginning, there was almost no consolidated opinion of what I should start with. So I got a few songs that I'm looking forward to check out. Uh, are there any other bands like this? That's always good to know because, like I said, this is almost perfection of what I want in a song. It is a perfect mashup of a lot of genres that I enjoy with a lot of techniques and compositional ideas that I enjoy. I mean, this is just phenomenal stuff as far as I'm concerned. Um, Let me know down in the comments if you never heard of these guys before. What did you think about them? Am I just over exaggerating? Am I just gushing about this band and I'm completely wrong about it? Or do you all agree that this was just a good song from like start to finish? Just good stuff. And while you're down there in the comments, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I will be back sometime later this week for the other 3 bands that we are going to do. I don't know if they'll all be at one time. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can get them out in daily drops. I don't know. We will see. All 5 videos will be out by Friday evening, though, at the latest. Um, so yeah, y'all stay safe out there, and I'll be back sometime later this week.